Greetings, Spartans. I am really excited to be here and to talk to you and to welcome you to campus. I want to start by sharing a story. It talks about the first day of school when students came to class and the professor was at the very front. He said, I want to talk to you a little bit about life. And so he pulled from under his desk a large glass jar. And then he pulled some rocks and he placed those rocks in the jar until the jar was completely full. Then he asked the class, he said, is the jar full? The class said, yes. Then he pulled some little rocks, some pebbles, and he took the pebbles and he poured the pebbles between the big rocks in the jar until it was completely leveled off. And then he asked the question, is the jar full now? And the student said, yes, it's full. Then he went up under his desk and he grabbed some sand and he poured the sand that fell between the pebbles, between the rocks, until it was completely full. And he asked the students then, is the jar full? And the student said, you know what, you're not going to get us this time. It's not full. He said, good. So he grabbed a pitcher of water that he had on the desk and he took the pitcher of water and he poured into the jar that fell between the sand, between the pebbles, between the big rocks. And then he asked them the question, what's the whole purpose of this particular lesson? One student raised her hand and said, you always got time for more. He said, no, that's a good lesson, but that's not the lesson of this particular illustration. My lesson is, if you don't put the big rocks in first, they won't get in. So the big rocks in our lives as new students, as parents, maybe family, maybe your study, maybe your tests. You got to think about that when you come into this community to continue those things that are so very important to you. At USC Upstate, your success is our first priority. That's the reason I discussed the big rocks. We're here to help you to ensure that you have the best college experience possible. Part of that includes your personal growth. Getting involved on campus introduces opportunities to meet new friends, to try new activities, and to find like-minded colleagues that share your interests. And as you get settled in and throughout your years on campus, I encourage you to think about who you want to be, what you want to do, and perhaps more importantly, how you might channel your individual talents and passions in such a way to make a difference on our campus and in our communities. Our faculty, our staff, we're here to help you. The Upstate community want to stand by you side by side. So, welcome to USC Upstate.